Welcome to your Tiger briefing. Just to prove that the weather isn't bad all the time in Phuket, it is fairly windy. In fact, just looking around here, there's not many golfers out on the golf course. I think we're fairly safe from being hit. Let's hope so. It's rather surprising news from yesterday. It was announced that the first execution has taken place in Thailand at the Bang Kwon prison in Bangkok. The 32-year-old was put to death by lethal injection. The first execution in 9 years in Thailand. In Pattaya, a 49-year-old's been arrested, an Australian man, for trying to sell sex tours on yachts with prostitutes. Apparently, selling sex tours is not a good idea if you're a foreigner. In fact, selling any tours is not a good idea if you're a foreigner. Now, the story from the slopes of Doi Suthep in Chiang Mai continues. There are now signs right around there put up by protesters that says no man's land. It's an ongoing dispute between the judiciary, the government and the protesters who don't want those buildings there, and they shouldn't have been allowed to be constructed in the first place. The great monkey move of monkeys in Phuket continues. There's now 216 monkeys that have been captured and sterilised, and just yesterday there were 42 monkeys who have been put back in Rasada. They've been sterilised first, then put back in their homes in the hope that they won't be reproducing and causing more mischief. Now, a good story out of Bangkok. We hear about the problems with taxi drivers all the time. This time, a taxi driver has returned 260,000 baht to a Cambodian passenger. Good news for the Cambodian passenger. Now, whilst we've had some pretty wild weather in the south, particularly in Phuket, in Krabi, it's no different. In fact, on Bamboo Island, they've had a storm surge of up to 30 centimetres. The beaches have had to be closed because the water off the beaches is actually coming onto the land with that storm surge. Now, the World Cup has just started, but no sooner has it started, but Thailand, Indonesia, Vietnam and maybe even Malaysia are putting together a bid for the 2034 World Cup. That's a few years away, 16 years, but they're already talking about it. Can you imagine? Finally, there's going to be a water shut-off in Phuket. It's going to affect people living in Patong, in Karon and Kata. It's going to be between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. every day from June the 25th. So take note. You can find out more about that story and a whole lot more at thetiger.com. I think it's about to rain, so we'll see you next time.